Hello? Hold on, sorry, I can't hear you. 1 second. Oh, what's up, man? Hold on, I got the other line going. I got 2 phones. One for the, I got 2. Bow, bow. What's up, everybody? Today we're talking about how much does it really cost to build a Gucci Glock or a battle Glock or an everyday carry Glock. I got a few different options right here, starting from basic to all the way loaded out, and I'm just gonna be sharing with you guys how much it costs me to do each build so you guys can kind of get an idea on what it takes to get something like this. You know, it might not be exact, but I know there's a lot of people out there that want to do something like this, that want to get a Glock and make it their own, make it their personal little touch in it, you know, and you just want to know how much it costs. And there's not too many videos out there that I found that let you know, or gives you an idea at least, of what that's going to be like. So that's why we're here today. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, so we're going to start off with the most basic gun, and then we're going to kind of work our way up in progressive Gucci-ness, if that makes sense. So we're going to get it better and better, but this is just kind of your basic kind of like battle or carry build, just kind of what I think you need to do minimum to just kind of have an ideal setup to, you know, get out there and start carrying every day and to still shoot decently with. So before we get into this, I want to put up right now, boom, what you see on the screen is the top comments from the last video. So every video I'm going to be picking 3 comments from the previous one. Just comment below which one of these builds is your favorite, and or which one of these attachments or upgrades is your favorite and that you might be thinking about doing to one of your guns. So if you want to get on this screen right here, I'm going to be doing this every video, then just comment down below. Make sure to give a like and subscribe if you haven't. If you aren't subscribed yet, then I hope your gun jams next time you go to the range a lot, and that you stub your toe as well. So
Jesus Christ.
Let's go ahead and get straight into this. Let's look at the first build.
This is my Glock 40. This is my problem solver right here.
Ta-da! So right here, I will get this little box out of the way. But so the first build that we got right here is going to be just kind of like I said, the basic, you know, minimalist, kind of all you need gun to get started. And of course, you know, you don't really even have to do all this, but this is what I would do, at least minimum, to kind of get me going and be comfortable carrying. So of course I will show you guys that the gun is clear before we get started. And now let's go ahead and talk about, starting from top to bottom, what we have. So with the first build, we have a Trijicon RMR Type 2, and the MSRP is $497. And oh my Jesus Christ, that is almost as much as the gun cost, and that is ridiculous. But a lot of people like Trijicon because of the durableness. The shape of the body makes it hard for that glass to crack. It's very well known. It's battle tested and proven that this is a great red dot, and that's why a lot of people go with this. And it is expensive. It is American made as well, which definitely doesn't help with the price because there's not little kids in a sweatshop making this red dot. So
Stop it. Get some help.
That kind of helps, doesn't help actually with the price. So $497. And of course, with everything you see on the list, this is MSRP. I didn't go with what I paid for it because not everybody's going to find the same deal. So the MSRP on this is $497. But I mean, I've seen these go for as little as like, you know, $350 to even $400 if you can find some great deals. So you know, take everything with a grain of salt whenever it comes to these attachments. They're not all this much. You can find them slightly used or just a great deal at your local gun shop for, you know, certain prices. So coming from there, this is the Zev magwell, and so I really do like this magwell a whole lot. The only thing that I did have to do is Dremel out a little hole right there because of my TTI base plate, just so that fits. But if you're not running these base plates, you pretty much don't have to worry about that. This magwell has fit almost everything that I've put in it. It runs pretty much every magazine. It helps reloading a little bit easier. Of course, you know, you guys know what a mag well is. I'm not going to try to go into too much detail with everything to keep this video short. But so this mag well was $104 MSRP. And yet again, you know, that's not what I paid for it. But that is what you can go right now and just buy it from the store without looking at all. You can just go straight buy this for $104. Coming down from that, we have the TTI base plate. And this is a +5 or 6 addition to a magazine. And this is definitely something that I think you need because it adds right about an inch to the highest point, 1.5 inches to your overall mag length, which is not too much. It doesn't print too much, at least not for me, and it still adds 5 or 6 extra rounds, which is something that you might need. So, but yeah, that's kind of the overall build, and this is the Glock 19 Gen 5 MOS. That's build number 1. That's your basic one. Let's go on to the next build. All right, so on to the next build. This was my personal favorite, my personal carry, my competition gun for a very long time. Well, I've only been shooting for a couple years, so a very long portion of it, at least, very big percentage. I love this gun, and this is going to be another Glock 19 Gen 5. I carry this gun every day. This gun has about 20,000 rounds through it. It has been amazing to me, and let's take a look. So, like I said, this has been through a lot. I love this gun. It's never given me any problems. It's ran pretty much everything. Let's check again that it's clear. And let's go ahead and start top to bottom just like we did with the other one. So we have the Holosun 508T red dot up here up top. This is a titanium red dot, and that's why I went with this because, like I said, it was my carry gun. And it's just very sturdy. It's made out of a great material. And this is just as durable as that Trijicon RMR because of the material it's made out of. It has the solar panels up top. So you'll see a lot of my guns have Holosuns on them because I personally like them more and they're cheaper. This one retails at $369, which is really not too bad at all for the quality of a red dot you're getting. It runs the RMR footprint. On to the next thing, we have the CAGWorks slide release. And so this is $50. And this is a must-have for anything that I am going to carry or compete with because my grip is so high. So I did a full video on that if you want to check it out on my channel. The CAGWorks slide release, definitely a must-have for me. It's a lifesaver. Next, we have the slide cut. And as you can tell, this has deepened slide cuts and serrations on the front and the back, and they even come around the top. This is the F7 from JagerWorks. And so this thing is great for press checking from the front, which I do. It's just all around, you know, you can't lose your grip on this thing. And so with the RMR cut, because this was not the MOS, with the RMR cut, the deepened serrations in the front and the back, this went right at about $400, which I know that seems like a lot, but for the quality that you're getting, as you can see, as many rounds as this thing has through it, the slide has not started wearing, so they do a great job with their cuts and coating over there at JagerWorks. Give them a check out for sure. So $400, I know it's a lot, but it's definitely worth it. Going on to the next thing, we have the Apex trigger, which this is my favorite trigger, Glock trigger of all time. The safety that comes out, the safety lever, I never miss it and end up bumping into the frame, and it's just been the best for me. So this Apex trigger, it comes in right at about $135, and that's including the minus connector that comes with it. Now, me personally in this one, I use the Ghost minus connector, but it's the same thing, so you can kind of factor in different prices. If you can find one, just the trigger bar and shoot and get that Ghost connector, it's all the same thing. Coming down to the next thing, we have the TLR1 HL, and this is my favorite light. This is what I run on everything. Even if money wasn't an option, I would still run this over the Streamlight or over the Surefire X300. That's just personal preference. I like the light better, and this retails right at $149, so half the price of a Surefire, and that's why I run these. All my holsters run them. It's just been a great light for me. I really do like it. Next, we have the Zev Magwell, and this is the same Magwell that was on the next one, so you guys already know the price. It was $104. This thing has been great. It really helps me get a good purchase on the 19 grip, especially. My pinky sits right there, and it kind of helps me leverage and push down on that recoil. Coming from there, we have the TTI base plate again, and this was $40. I can't remember if I said what the price was on the other one, but now I did. This is $40. It's the same exact base plate that's on the other one, just a different color. The final thing that I have done to this one is going to be the stippling and the double undercut. The double undercut was done from JagerWorks as well, but the stippling and the double undercut could be pretty much done by anybody and can be done by yourself. I got this done for free with from a friend of mine. He did the stippling for me, and the next gun that you're going to see, he did it to match, or the last gun you're going to see, he did it to match as well. So the same stippling job, he did it for free. But if you want to pay a company to do something like this, it can range anywhere from $150 to $300, depending if they're doing it by hand, laser, what kind of detail you want, whatever. But this is very aggressive. I still carried this appendix and it didn't like rub me raw or anything, but it fits in the hand very well, and it's just perfect for me. So if you have the tools yourself, you could do something like this for free, of course, if you already have the tools, but you kind of look into doing something like that on your own and find out what the price ranges for that is. But once you have it, you can do it to all of your guns. So that's all we have for this one. You'll see the grand total on the screen right now. And yeah, you know, adding it all together, it is a pretty penny for sure. But like I said, with all the deals I got, this whole gun right here, I got it with everything you see on it, minus the slide release, the mag wheel and base plates. I got all of it. It didn't have the stippling, of course, but it came with the slide cut. It came with the trigger. It came with the red dot, the TLR1. I got this whole thing for $500.
Oh my God! Wow!
And so I thought there was going to be something wrong with it, or it was stolen or something. And, you know, it just checked out all good. The dude just wanted to sell his gun to buy parts for his boat or something. So I got this for a steal. And that's why I say, if you really take your time and do some shopping, you don't have to pay this much for a gun. You can get a great deal like me and kind of go on about your day and save a pretty penny. So let's go on to the next one. All right, so this is going to be my Glock 34, and I just finished kind of doing everything to it recently. This is not a finished build, but this is pretty close to what I'm going to run on it, and I'm just loving it so far, so I couldn't hide it from the channel. I wanted to hurry up and show this thing off, so let's get into it.
All right. You look good! All right. You look good!
This is my Glock 34. This will soon be my competition gun, but man, I just love the way this thing turned out. And again, we'll start at the top just like everything else. This has the Hollison 507CX2, and this retails right at about $350 to $360. And I have a bunch of these things. I love these red dots. Same thing with the solar panels. They're rounded. You know, they're not as durable as the 508T, but they are still a great red dot. I've never had any issues out of them. They're just great. Next, we have the Timney trigger, which right now retails at $183, which is crazy because whenever I got it, I believe it was like $120 or $130. So it's went up in price, but that's because a lot of people like it. It's one of the best Glock triggers on the market right now, especially for competition or something. So that's why I have it on this gun, because that's what this gun will be. Coming down, we have the Terran Tactical Lightning Magwell. This is the big, beefy, you know, huge magwell. It definitely helps with reloading, and this thing was $120, which for what you're getting is definitely great. You see how small that Zev magwell was before, and you're getting something that's built with a great quality, and it's huge, and it's only $120. So this thing has been pretty great. Next, we have the base plate, which again is the same, but this is just for the full-size magazines, and it was $40 as well. You guys already knew that. The next and the final thing, we have the stippling double undercut and the silicone carbide. And I did this all myself just this past week. I love the way it turned out. I absolutely love the way it turned out. So I did a thumb cut ledge and stippled it. I did a double undercut and also stippled it. And of course, I didn't worry about the polishing so much because this is going to be a competition gun. So it's not the prettiest. I could have took a little bit more time, but like I said, it's just a competition gun. I really was just kind of playing with it, but I still love the way it turned out. And then the silicone carbide is amazing. I definitely like this better than stippling, and it lasts longer than stippling. It doesn't kind of wear down, and whenever it does, you can just chip this stuff off and redo it again. So whenever it comes to that, as long as you have a Dremel for the double undercut and whatnot, then this is pretty much free to do. And the silicone carbide, I rounded it out to about $50 with shipping and tax and everything. You can get all the stuff on Amazon to do that. So if this is something you're interested in doing, there's plenty of videos out there. The total for this gun is going to be on the screen, and actually it's been pretty low right now with everything that I got on it, especially with the deal. So I haven't had a lot of money in this gun. For how it looks, I'm definitely happy. The only other thing I'm going to do is cut the slide, and I'll be pretty much done with this gun, and it'll be ready to rock and roll. So let's go on to the next and the final gun. All right, so for this last build right here, we have the Glock 47, which is my current carry and competition gun. I have quite a bit of stuff done to this one, not everything yet, but it has been ideal for me and worked very well. So let's take a look at it. So coming up first, starting from the top, working away from the bottom, yet again, we have the Hollison 507 comp, which is retailing right now at about $369. This thing has a huge window on it. It works great. It's super easy to track the dot. It's just like the other Hollisons, except for it doesn't have the solar panel on the top. From there, we have, of course, the CAGWORK side release, and again, that's gonna be another $50. We have the TLR1HL, again, which is gonna be $149. And then we have the Apex trigger, just like on my previous 19, which is $135. And just like the last one, I have a Ghost 3.5 pound connector on this one as well. So let's take a look at that trigger. This is my carry gun, so I do have a loaded magazine. We'll take that out and then we'll double check that this thing is clear. And as long as it's clear, this trigger is definitely great. It has a little bit of creep, but it still just needs to be broken a little bit more. And it's gonna be great. So right at about 3.5 pounds is what it's pulling, and it feels good as well. You can get that for about $135. Next, we have the Magwell, which I believe is Rifle Works. I'm not 100% sure, but it's worked great for me so far. It works with my Terran Tactical base plates. It has a nice funnel shape to it, and it runs with Gen 5 mags, which is a big thing because the Gen 5 base plates have a weird little lip to them, and it kind of doesn't run with a lot of other Magwells that you see. So that was $75. For the base plate, this is not the +5 or 6, this is a +2 or 3, which I actually get +3 and almost a 4th one if I really stuff it in there. So this thing is absolutely amazing, and I love the color. This one's only gonna be $30 instead of $40. And then to round this thing out and to round the video out, the double undercut and the stipple job, like I was telling you, that matched my Glock 19. This was done for free, again, by my buddy, but it can be $150 to $300. So the total of this gun is on the screen right now, and just like the rest, you know, it's kind of just whatever deals you can find. So that's the video. I hope that helped you guys out just a little bit on finding a good idea of kind of what to expect whenever it comes to building one of these guns. Let me know which one was your favorite. And again, if you want to be featured on the next video, make sure that you comment something so that you can be put on the screen of the next video. Thank you guys for watching so much. I'll see you in the next one.